Every morning at 7 a.m., Elena sat at the same cafe table, ordered the same tea, and stared out at the same grey building across the street. She didn't know why she felt so tired. She wasn't sick, no fever, no diagnosis, no real pain, but her body felt heavy. Her chest was tight, and every small decision, what to wear, what to say, what to text back, felt like lifting a stone. One afternoon, the barista asked her, "Are you okay?" She smiled. Just tired." But the question stayed with her. Later that week, she stumbled across the line in a book. Sometimes the body gets sick because the emotions stay quiet too long. That night, she cried for the first time in months. What happened to her? Let's find it out. Part 1. The hidden brain in your blood. Think of the immune system as a second brain, not in your head, but in your tissues, your gut, your lymph nodes. It doesn't just react, it thinks, it evaluates, it remembers, it even decides what belongs and what doesn't. Sounds familiar? That's exactly what your emotions do. The immune system is constantly reading the world inside you. Is this safe? Is this me? Is this dangerous? Every cell acts like a tiny border guard, scanning emotional data encoded in chemicals like cortisol and cytokines, and making split-second judgments. It doesn't use words, it uses inflammation. And that inflammation, it can make you feel anxious, depressed, or completely numb. So maybe the phrase gut feeling wasn't just a metaphor. Part 2. How inflammation hijacks your happiness. Ever had a day where you just felt off? Tired, unmotivated, disconnected? It might not be your mood. It might be your immune system setting the tone. Here's how it works. When your body thinks something's wrong, even social stress or emotional conflict, it fires up inflammation. Tiny molecules called cytokines enter the brain, changing how neurons talk. They slow down dopamine, they block serotonin, they make pleasure harder to feel. This is called the cytokine hypothesis of depression. And it means that feeling emotionally low might be a biological flare, a message from your immune system saying something is out of balance. Now, here's the twist. People with higher emotional intelligence tend to have lower inflammation. They recover faster from stress, they sleep better, they regulate their feelings like immune cells regulate threats. In short, they don't just feel better, they heal better. Part 3. Emotional intelligence is an immune skill. Emotional intelligence isn't about being nice or calm all the time. It's about being able to read what's happening inside you and choose your response. Now, imagine that power at the cellular level. Immune cells do the same. They don't just attack. They assess. They decide whether to react, tolerate, or retreat. That's not a metaphor. That's immune regulation. And it's shockingly similar to emotional regulation. Think about it. When someone insults you, do you explode or breathe and move on? When a virus enters your body, do your cells panic or respond with precision? The more emotionally intelligent you are, the more your body mirrors that intelligence. In fact, studies show that people with high emotional awareness produce fewer stress hormones and recover faster after conflicts. Emotional intelligence trains the nervous system. The nervous system trains the immune system. It's one big loop. A loop that protects you, heals you, and helps you thrive. Part 4. The gut is the unsung hero. Your gut is not just for digestion, it's an emotional processing center. Over 70% of your immune cells live in the gut. Your gut bacteria produce chemicals like GABA and serotonin precursors, which influence your mood, your sleep, even your sense of safety. This is called the gut-brain axis. But here's a wild fact. The bacteria inside you, billions of tiny organisms, talk to your immune system. They shape how reactive or tolerant it becomes. They can calm inflammation or fuel it. And the way you live, how you eat, sleep, manage stress, connect with others, shapes those bacteria. So your emotional intelligence becomes biological intelligence. How you handle life shapes how life handles you, right down to your molecules. Part 5. Who are you really? Allow me to get a little philosophical here. The immune system's job is to define what is you and what is not. But what if you're always changing? New relationships, new thoughts, new environments, and even the bacteria in your gut aren't you, but they're part of your happiness. So where do you end and where does the world begin? Maybe emotional intelligence is learning to live with blurred lines, to welcome what nourishes you, to reject what harms you, and to adapt gracefully, just like your immune system does. Part 6. Emotional intelligence as cultural immunity. Let's take one final leap. What happens when an entire society is emotionally intelligent? Conflict drops, trust increases, stress goes down, health goes up. Emotional intelligence becomes a form of collective immunity, not just against disease, but against hate, polarization, burnout. So when you learn to manage your feelings, you're not just helping yourself. You're training your body. You're healing your relationships. You're making your world more human. Final thoughts. You might have understood it by now. Elena cried not because something bad happened, but because something inside her had finally been heard. Within days, her sleep improved, her digestion calmed. The fog began to lift. She hadn't taken a pill. She hadn't changed her routine. She had just felt, and the body responded as if it had been waiting. Science now tells us this isn't magic, it's biology. Your immune system listens to your emotions, and emotional intelligence might just be the key to healing. Your emotions shape your immune system. It's all connected. So the next time you feel off, don't just ask, "What's wrong with me?" Ask, "What is my body trying to say?" And listen closely. It might be wiser than you think. Thanks for watching. This is Thinkstronaut, where inner space meets real life. Subscribe, reflect, think deeper.